Welcome to Dork Duo. We're the Dorks. I'm Adam, and this is Steve. And this time we're going to be reviewing Pokemon Sun, which is very exciting because this is the first time we've ever reviewed a Pokemon game. Which is just I'm excited.
Yeah. It would have been Pokemon Sun and Moon, but we both got Sun.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to assume
Yes.
that they're not any different.
I mean, we know that there's minor differences, but I know they have the same basic
Well,
story
one's
and
at
junk.
night, but, I'm hoping
Yeah.
that doesn't come into play too much for the game. That we can
Anyway,
afford to talk about
anyway.
the...
So as we usually do, we're going to talk about the goods, the bads, and then our overall opinion on it. And you are actually further along in it than I am. I haven't technically finished the story, though I am very close, but you have, so I'll let you start with the goods.
Okay. What's interesting about Pokemon here is it's kind of hard to talk about... All the goods of Pokemon specifically are basically all the things that are always good with Pokemon. So I think for a fun little change of pace, what we should do is we should talk about the things that are different from regular Pokemon games and the things that
I
are
think that's
good
fair.
difference and bad differences. How about that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like goods and bads, but like not going to talk about general Pokemon-ness.
Yeah.
Just about, goods and bads of
'Cause,
this generation. I think that's a good
Because,
idea.
spoiler alert, if you've played a Pokemon game, you're not in for much of a surprise on account of Pokemon is basically the same for 25 fucking years.
Yep.
So, anywho,
Yep.
things that are good and different. Okay.
Yeah.
The Alola forms of Pokemon. I wasn't sure about the Alola forms when they were first announced. I thought they were kind of weird and kind of innovation for innovation's sake, but I honestly, I don't, most of them, I don't mind them. And some of them are actually kind of awesome. Like, Alola Pikachu is or Alola Raichu, I should say, is awesome. And I wish he turned into that all the time instead of regular Raichu. Because adorable surfing on lightning bolt tail Raichu that's psychic electric is awesome.
I've always liked Raichu, so I don't entirely agree because I do think that the original Raichu still looks cooler. I just don't like the cutesiness of Alolan Raichu, but I really do like
But Pikachu
Alolan
is
Raichu.
cutesy,
I guess, but I always liked the angular badassness of Raichu, whereas this
I mean,
one
that's
is like,
fair. I'm not saying down with regular Raichu. I'm just saying of the Alola forms, I would say Pikachu, Raichu, whatever, is probably my favorite variant.
oh yeah, I agree. And the only problem I
Or-
have with
or
Alolan, I wish
Marowak.
I could.
Or
I
Marowak.
really wish that I could get like a cross between regular Raichu and Alolan Raichu, somewhere in the middle. I like that Alolan Raichu is surfing. I like that it has a psychic type, secondary type, which is really cool. But I don't really like that its eyes are bright blue and it looks like it's made out of it looks like it's stuffed. Like the
Yeah,
whole
I could
thing,
see that.
like it looks like it's a Build-A-Bear, which kind of bothers me.
Oh,
a
that's
little
coming
bit.
someday.
Oh yeah, it is.
But I mean, but to get back around, I like the idea of the Alola form because essentially these are animals, and it would make a lot of sense for there to be
Variation.
variant on different places where they live, especially on an island, which I think is the perfect place to introduce this. I don't know if I want all of Pokemon to have Alola forms. I don't know. I don't even really know if I want them to come back or not. But I didn't
Yeah.
object to them in this game. I think they worked perfectly adequately in this game for what they were trying to
Yeah,
do.
no, I agree with you. I like the idea of Alola forms in theory, and I think it worked well in this game. The only thing I am a little bit worried about is going forward. How are we going to address the Alolan forms? Like, how are they going to do it? Is it going to be that if you catch the Pokemon in certain areas that they are Alolan, but in other areas they're not? Like,
See, I think a good way to circumvent that problem actually would be to make you can only catch them. You can only get the Alolan form if you catch them in their pre-form and evolve into it. Like you can't catch a Alolan version. I don't know what's an Alolan thing.
I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Raichu.
You can't catch Alolan Raichu, but if you caught regular Pikachu, you could like take it somewhere that it evolves into Alolan Raichu.
That would make sense, and
'Cause
I
that
don't
kind of
mind that.
that doubles down. You don't have to like make them all different then, but you don't have to be like never touching these again because technically Mega Evolutions are in the game, but you don't get them till the end of the game anyway. So
I was
that's
curious
basically
about
not...
that because I still haven't gotten Mega Evolutions, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
is that
they
a
are
thing?
in the game, but
It's kind of like an afterthought.
Yeah,
Like, oh yeah,
they're at the challenge tower, which
if you really want it.
I didn't even bother. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't really care either.
But yes,
I
Alolan
guess
forms. I'm not a fan, I guess, but they didn't offend me, and I don't really mind them being there. And some of them were kind of cool. Some of them were dumb though, but some of them were kind of
yeah.
cool.
As for other goods, I feel really mixed about this too. Actually, um, the Z moves.
Yes.
I it's hard for me because it's basically a replacement for Mega Evolution, and I always liked Mega Evolution.
See,
I
I
thought the
don't.
Mega.
Well, okay, all right, go ahead. Sorry,
Okay,
I'll add on
I'll
later.
just let me just finish my little spiel here, and then
Yeah,
you can go ahead and cut in later. So Mega Evolutions I like. If I'm trying to compare the two, I like Mega Evolutions a little bit more because one, I think it's cooler visually. I like that it changes your Pokemon for the duration of the entire battle, and they almost always look awesome as hell. I like that. I've always liked Mega Evolution. As in Z moves, I feel are I don't know. I feel odd about them because like sometimes they're super awesome, and I don't think they're a bad addition, but I think that the fact that it's basically just one awesome, super powerful move kind of weakens the whole idea because what if they put protect on? Like what if they do
that's
this?
happened to me.
Yeah, like okay, a good example like Mega Evolution I feel is more versatile. Like whereas Z moves are just kind of like this one and done, like, well, better hope this works kind of a situation. And I often feel like Z moves aren't powerful enough. Like I'll use a Z move and it's like and it'll take it down its health to like half. And it's like,
Yeah, it does
oh,
kind of defeat the purpose of an ultimate super move if it doesn't actually kill them.
yeah, like if it was like an insta kill, or if it was just like really really powerful and it was really hard to not die from it,
Yeah,
then
I don't want an
then I
insta
could
kill, but I do want it to basically kill every time. Does that make sense?
yeah, like okay, yeah, you're right that I wouldn't really like it if it was an insta kill either, but I don't like how weak they are, like at all. It really bothers me that like I'll use this ultimate move and it does a reasonable amount of
See,
damage,
this
and
sounds
I
like
could
a negative though, not a positive.
okay, I know, but that's the thing is I also think that they look cool, and I also think that they are useful in certain situations, and I don't know, I like them, but I also don't like them at the same time.
Okay,
It's
fair
weird.
enough.
I feel
We should
very
really come
mixed
up with
about
a
it.
category for that or something, but whatever.
I guess, yeah.
All right, cool. To build off of that, um, I was gonna actually say that I disagree that they're like the Mega Evolutions because I think Mega Evolutions, like you said, are actually far more better because they're longer lasting and they're actually more helpful. You could actually use a Mega Evolution foreseeably for the whole battle, you know,
Yeah,
if you used
exactly.
it right away. Whereas the Z moves are basically a one and done, and I don't really like how the Z moves work. I don't mind that they have to hold the item to do it. That doesn't really bother me. And I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
mind that it takes up one of your attacks or whatever to do it because that's poultry. That means nothing, you know. But
Yeah, yeah.
what I would rather it do is I would rather instead of it having to do with whatever moves your guys know, I would rather it be something to do with their typing
That
because
would be interesting,
well,
yeah.
okay, because what happened to me a lot that I found is I would have like because if I didn't have the proper Z move crystal thingy or whatever, and I kind of like that they're about typings and not like specific to Pokemon, even though there are a couple that do that. But
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that they're generic, which is really handy. But I would always have like I wanted everybody on my team to have one. But if I had somebody who didn't know like the right move, like if I okay, for example, if I had a fire one, but I didn't have a fire, if I had a fire
Move.
Pokemon
Yeah.
that didn't know any fire moves, I couldn't use it all. And I had for a long time. I think still I have what's that the giant fighting panda type? He's like fighting dark. I forgot what it's called now.
Oh, like the bear beware, I
No, no,
think.
no, no. It's
Wait.
it's it's whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever. It's a dark fighting type, and it
Oh, the panda. I know what you're talking. Pangoro, something
yes,
like
that
that.
thing. I have him on
Yeah.
my team right now, and he knows the poison one, not the
What?
fighting one.
Oh, yeah, because you have a poison move. Yeah, I
Yeah, because he
gotcha.
doesn't. Because I don't. I think it's like poison claw or something. I don't even know what it is anymore. It doesn't matter. but like he doesn't know the dark one or the fighting one like you think he would because he doesn't
Yeah,
know any
yeah.
fighting moves anymore, and because
Hmm.
I'm already using the dark one on somebody else, so he
Well, you
knows
can
the poison one.
you do know that you can have the dark one like on every member of your team if you want, right?
But why would I want to do that?
I'm just saying you can. Like you can give them to you can give the same crystal to as many Pokemon as you want. Like it doesn't stop you in any way.
Well, I mean that's fine, but I wanted the versatility of having.
Okay, okay, yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
fine.
it's I don't like that it's limited to the moves I know. I would prefer that it be like a fifth ultimate move instead of being an alternate to the one of the four I have based on whatever
I
type it is.
I totally
I
agree
would
with you on
prefer
that.
he could know his moves, and then I could have him do the fighting type Z move thing as opposed to attacking normally. I just wish they would work like that instead.
The other thing that I wish that okay, another thing I like about them is the thing with Mega Evolution is by definition, Mega Evolution is exclusive to certain Pokemon. Like you can't Mega Evolve anybody. You can
Right.
only Mega Evolve the ones that can Mega Evolve. The thing I do like about Z moves is that anyone can use a Z move. You know, I can grab my garbage Pokemon from my box and I can give it a Z move and make it at least decent in battle, which is kind of cool.
Right. No,
I
it's
like
it's kind of a wash between the two, I think, because they both have their ups and their downs.
yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm curious. Can you use Mega Evolution and Z moves or
No, because you
not?
still got to have them hold the thing.
Oh,
So,
well, no, I know, but like, okay, like let's say I give one Pokemon in my party its Mega Stone, and then I give another one a different Pokemon its Z
oh,
move
okay.
thing.
I'm
Like,
gonna
can
be
I do
honest, I don't
both
know because
or?
I didn't get any of the evolution thingies.
Oh no,
The only
okay.
one I
I'm just
have is for
curious.
Alakazam because it's the free one that you get when they introduce the concept to you, but I don't have an Alakazam, so
Right. Okay. I'm just curious. I guess I'll find that. I'll find that out when I get there.
yeah.
Uh.
Okay,
Okay. So,
so
do you have a pro? Because
yes,
I just did mine. So.
more goods. This is okay. This is another one that that I well, all right. Well, there's a lot of things that I'm like neutral on, but I guess I'll put
Yeah,
this in
I
the pro
know.
one.
It's kind of hard for me
The
as well.
I feel like ever since X and Y, they've sort of been putting things on an easy mode, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Because I
Mm-hmm.
was playing this game, and first of all, the experience share is not even an item anymore. You just get it now, and your Pokemon just all level up together forever.
Well, no, it's an item. It's just in the key
But nobody
items. You can
has to
turn it
hold
off.
it anymore. It's just something you turn on and
Oh,
off.
well, that was true in X and Y as well.
I know
But
that's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Okay.
It's just
Okay. Yeah.
it's and I don't think I ever struggled to catch anything. In fact, I actually made a game out of having all of the Pokeballs in since they started showing the Pokeballs. I tried to make everything I caught a different Pokeball. If I used a certain type, I never used it again. Because I
That's
caught all the
interesting.
legendaries with the randomest balls. I caught all four of the island ones with. Hang on, let me try to remember exactly what I used. I used a dive ball, a flash ball, or I mean a speed ball, a net ball, and a repeat ball.
Wow.
Because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I
That's
caught the big leg. I didn't even use the master ball on the big legendary. I used an ultra ball on it
yeah.
because you don't
I,
need to.
I I agree with you that it's kind of this was true in X and Y too. That like I remember like the Exernius and Yveltal and X and Y were obscenely easy to catch.
Yeah,
Like you could literally go into the battle, just throw a Pokeball at it, and you had a decent chance of it
yeah.
catching.
But the
Like
reason I'm
is
torn about this is because I don't consider any of those things negative. Because I remember the olden days trying to catch Articuno in the fucking ice cave in blue version, and it was a war of fucking attrition just tossing your ultra balls at it when it was at one health and it would still break out every time. And I don't like that. That's not fun. The game's not supposed to be about grinding to catch a Pokemon. It's supposed to be about catching them strategically and having the adventure and all that. So
yeah.
on some level, I can kind of appreciate that, and I'm glad that they kind of they took all the bullshit out of catching stuff, and they took a lot of the
I don't
bullshit out of leveling up, and those are the two hardest things about the game. So you know,
yeah, I don't know.
grinding's not an issue, and I kind of
I see
enjoy
what you
that.
mean. I hate grinding as much as the next guy. And like and I think it's really convenient how easy it is to catch all the legendaries and junk. But at the same time, it feels like it's less of an achievement. I'm not as proud of like when you caught that Articuno, it was probably the most amazing feeling in the
Oh,
world.
well, then
You know
you're
what I
going to be
mean?
sorely disappointed when you get to the legendary because they will literally not let you not catch it. I'm serious.
See, that's
I
what I
accidentally
mean. Like,
killed it, and it just starts the battle over. I'm
yeah,
serious.
like that's what I mean. Like it's like it doesn't matter anymore. Like it kind of takes away some of the like okay, when I played Sapphire for the first time, and Sapphire was the first Pokemon game I actually took seriously. I mean, technically my first one was Gold and Silver, but Sapphire was the one I really, really got involved in, and I was like all about it. I killed my legendary, and at the time I was young and naive and stupid, so I didn't know I could reset it because I'm an idiot. So
We've
I
all been there. We
finished.
all did that.
I went through the rest of the game. I never had that Kyogre. I lost that Kyogre, and I was sad and bitter. But I learned. You know, it gave me a nice experience. And this one, it kind of holds your hand all the
Well, I
time.
think the reason for that is in a lot of the earlier games with like the legendary birds and with Mewtwo and with Ho-Oh and Lugia and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
They legendaries were something to be achieved. You were supposed to make the effort to go get those. They weren't handed to you. Now, legendaries are more considered like
Like a
it's I don't want to
consolation
say a
prize.
gift because you still actually have to catch them, but they usually just lay them right in your path so you can catch
Mm-hmm.
them. Like in X and Y, I remember just randomly going through a cave and that stupid deer thing just pops up in front of me. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know we were gonna be there yet. But okay, I didn't have a chance to save before this battle, but I don't care because I'm not gonna miss. Like, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
so I
Like
think there's a different attitude now because I feel like they want you to catch them. In the other games, you know, it was an effort. You actually had to go around to all the caves and find the birds or whatever. I mean,
mm,
at least in Emerald version, you actually had to make the effort to go back up the tower to get Rayquaza the second time around. They didn't
yeah,
give
that
it
was
to
cool.
you. You had to actually know to go there. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean,
Eh,
it's I,
on the one hand, I feel very conflicted about this too. On the one hand, it's convenient, and I don't have to work so hard for it, and I can just focus on playing the game instead of having to, do all this bullshit to catch all these stupid, Pokemon I should already have. But on the other hand, it just feels more hollow once I actually do catch them. So I don't really know if this is a pro or con or not, but I don't know. It's just kind of a thing.
yeah.
It's a thing about Pokemon.
Oh, I
It's the
actually
best
did
I
think of an
can.
actual a pro now. So when you do your turn, I'll
Okay.
actually have something definitely positive to say instead of just wishy-washy like we've been doing.
Oh, you do? Go ahead. Just do it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine.
I like how um, well, okay, two-parter, I guess. I like that there's stuff to do after you beat the Elite Four because these games really struggle with finding something for you to do after you've done that.
Absolutely
There's
true. Yep.
actually narrative reason for you to do the things after the Elite Four. It's not as good as like Gold and Silver where you go to another area and beat all their gyms. We're never gonna have
Yeah.
that again.
That was so cool.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
but like it's there's it's cool because they give you reason for why you the person are doing it in the game, which is nice, and it's actually something to do afterwards. And you get to go to the battle tower thing if you'd like, and you get to fight Red or Blue,
That is really
which
cool.
I fought Red and I kicked his ass, and he still doesn't talk to you. Which is funny because you're mute and he's mute, so when you're in the battle together, you're just not talking to each other. You're
Yep.
just
And
staring
your
blankly
Pokemon
at your Pokemon who just
and your
instinctively know what to do.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, your Pokemon intuitively know what they're supposed to do.
I
You're
haven't
not
actually
giving any
got to the top of the
instruction.
tower yet, but apparently, because when you first get there, and they just snuck up on me, I didn't know this was happening because half my team was dead when I got there. Um, the red and blue meet you at the doorway, and you pick one to fight there, and then the other one meets you on top of the tower as like the end of the game sort of
Oh,
fight.
okay.
So that's going to be blue for me because I fought red right there because I was half the reason I bought the game was to fight red,
Yep, yep. Um,
and he
I,
still
I have
has the
I have
same
a
team from gold version, which is cool.
I have a pro. I have a pro I
Okay.
hadn't thought of. Sorry. For me, a pro is I really, most of the time at least, I really liked the story of this one. I thought that
Yeah,
this was a more narrative driven game, and I
definitely.
thought that was nice. I liked that. I liked the characters. I liked Lily. I liked How I didn't like at first, but he grew on me later. I liked
He's
the
the okay. All
one.
right, is he supposed to be your rival?
He's like kind of,
Because
but
this
he's
this
like
kind of
the
plays into the easy mode
nicest.
thing of this game. He picks the one that's weak to you.
I know that
I
was so
kind of figured there were
stupid.
going to be two rivals, one to take the weak one and one to take the strong one, like
So did
before.
I. I thought
He's
the
like the
exact
most
same
inept
thing.
rival ever.
Yeah, I had the exact same thought. I was like, oh, he picked the weaker one. Like, so where's my real rival?
Yeah,
And
right?
no, there isn't one. There isn't a real rival.
Oh,
Unless you count that guy with the type null, but not
yeah.
really.
This is the game where you just coast through life because nobody can challenge you. Not even your
Yeah.
rival.
And like as much as I do like the story of this game, I did think it was kind of annoying how the main character was like not important to the story, if that makes sense. Like he was just kind of a passive like I'm observing all of this kind of a deal, and then like every once in a while they'd be like, "Here, Adam, go fight this person for me." Like
Well, I
Lily
mean, that's
was the
basically
main
how all the
character.
Pokemon games work. You just stumble upon somebody in trouble and save them.
I see. I guess you're right, but it kind of bothered me more in this one because the story was more in depth and it did have more of like a interesting story to it that it just really was jarring to me
Well,
to
what's
have
what's
this.
kind of interesting about it really is that it's actually not your story as the player. It's actually Lily's story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the whole game's about Lily. She's important. You're not. You're just there to watch Lily, which is weird. Like I
But there
was
have
just
been
kind
other
of like,
games like that
okay.
before, where you're actually just to like we were talking about before, not on the show, but earlier we were talking about the Team Ico game. When you play
Yeah,
Ico,
yeah.
you're not the important one. You're just defending the important one.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like that, I guess.
I guess it is kind of like that. The difference here is that Aiko was a character. Like, Aiko was this young kid who didn't know what was going on and really cared about this
I
person
don't
who
actually think
he
that's
was
his
with.
name, but all right. I
Whatever.
forgot
I
what his
think
name actually was.
whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, but Aiko and that girl's relationship, that was like the core thing of the game. And even though they never actually spoke to each other, like that was the whole thing. And this one, I'm just kind of there, and Lily likes me, but I don't even know if I like Lily because I don't have any
Yeah. Okay.
personality.
Were we
I just
supposed to?
stare
Were we supposed to like?
blankly all the time.
Were we? And
Like,
smile and smile,
and
smile too.
smile.
Okay. Were we
God.
supposed to feel the sexual tension between these two 11-year-olds? Because I sure did.
I know, right? Like I was just like, yeah, Lily, and then I was like, wait, she's 11, and I was just like, wait, I'm 11.
So
Yeah,
it's less
Lily.
weird, I guess. Hooray for young love.
Yeah, that was weird as well. Uh,
I know they
that
probably didn't mean it that way, but that's how it came off to me. I was
yeah,
like,
no,
they're gonna
absolutely.
bang, right? Like, when they become older, they're gonna, this
um.
relationship is sticking around.
Anyway. So do you have any other
Oh
pros
yeah, I
or
really liked
go
all
ahead?
the call. This is like the most meta game. I like how it calls back to the other regions and other characters.
Yeah, I
That
liked
was
that
like nice
too.
because they don't usually do that. They're usually pretty independent of each other, and I really liked
Mm-hmm.
how like they want like the outside of you goal here was like to set up a Pokemon League like the other regions have, and there were like
Yeah,
name
yeah.
drops of the other regions like you're from Kanto, and I thought that was really cool. It
No,
was
I really liked that too. I also liked that, like, they name dropped all of them. Like, they name dropped Sinnoh,
yeah.
which is the one that everyone forgets.
And
Like,
freaking Professor Oak was sort of there. Professor Oak's tan brother.
that was so weird. I don't know what that was. I don't know. Like, as soon as that happened, I was like,
Yeah, I
what?
thought I was looking at that and I was like, okay, no, 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 no. You can't just sneak Professor Oak by me like I'm not going to notice that. Apparently, it's not him, but like, I
Yeah,
mean, it looks
okay,
exactly
sure.
like him and it sounds exactly like him, and his name is Oak. But whatever.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any of like other pros. Like I really liked the game. I'm just trying to think of other things I really really liked. Oh! I have a pro. And of differences too. I really liked the way that they did the trial system. I loved it. I thought it was
You mean like
so.
the Battle of the Generals to fight the Kahuna thing?
Yeah, yeah, but not just that, but just like the whole like how all of that was a replacement for gyms, and how like I was worried going in that it was gonna be like obnoxious, like it was gonna be like okay, go do this scavenger hunt, you win, it was gonna be like yay, but like I liked that it was still focused on battling, but every single trial was different in some way. Some of them were super easy, some of them were actually difficult, and some of those what are they called? The Those
The big Guardian Pokemon.
yeah, the big, yeah, thank you, the Guardian ones. Some of those are really hard. Like, holy crap.
Unless you had a
I
Slowpoke.
wait, what? Why?
Game Pro hot tip: Slowpoke is the one Pokemon in the game that is super effective against all of them.
No, seriously?
Yeah.
What about Mimikyu?
I don't know,
Mimikyu.
man. I just saw in a guide somewhere you were supposed to get a Slowpoke. I didn't, but apparently
I
if you do
have a
that,
Slowpoke,
apparently
but
if you
I
do
didn't
that, you
use
win the
it.
game. I don't know.
Whatever. Oh yeah, that's another thing is I didn't like remember Mimikyu's ability, where like the first hit doesn't work. So
Yeah. Oh, did you use a Z move on him and
I
waste it? Because
used
I
the Z
did.
move. I used the Z move and I wasted it. Did you use Decidueye's Z move? The grass starter?
Oh,
Cuz that's the
no,
one I
I think I had
used.
somebody else out, but yeah, I did the same thing you did. I was like, oh, okay, big boss Pokemon, let's just wreck it right out of the gate, and then nope. I think I
I
probably had
was
it was, you know who it was? It was my Kadabra, I think, at the time. I used my Psychic move on it, or something, probably.
nice.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
wait,
that
no, I
was
didn't do that, because that would have been not very effective. I probably used a super, whatever it was super effective, but it didn't work.
but I really liked the whole idea of the trials, and I liked how varied they all were. My favorite one so far, and like I said, I haven't beaten the game, but I am on the fourth island, so I'm getting there. I'm very close. But my favorite one so far is definitely the fire one,
Oh
where
yeah, with the pictures.
yeah, that you have to spot the difference. Oh my
Okay,
god!
did you fuck any of those up?
No, I
I
didn't.
did.
How did you fuck them
Okay,
up?
alright. So you know on the second one, right, where there's Marowak and the fucking hiker pops into the picture? I thought the
Yes.
hiker was supposed to distract me from the difference. I didn't realize he was the difference.
I thought that
I
was
knew he
so
was different, but I
funny.
was scanning the Marowaks like, okay, which one of them behind him is different than it was before? And that was wrong, apparently. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm the dipshit. There's an option to
Okay,
pick the
like
hiker. Okay.
I thought something similar, but like the first thing I said, I was like, I was just like, I gotta scan, like that's a distraction. Then I was like, wait, unless that is the difference, then I was like, I'm gonna try it, and then I clicked hiker, and it was like, how did you detect it? And I was like, oh my
Okay,
god,
and then it was
like,
pretty great at the end where all the options pointed to the same Pokemon. And it's
yeah,
like,
the
okay,
Salazzle. By the way, I have Salazzle on my team, love it.
congratulations.
I named her Dovahkiin. No, I named her Khaleesi. That's her name.
Oh, that's
It's
adorable.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Hardy,
Also,
hardy, har.
I don't know if you caught one of those, but you have to get a female one, right? Because that's the only way they evolve. It sucks.
Only female ones evolve?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, only female ones evolve. And fun fact, all of the male ones become a part of its harem after it evolves.
That is fun.
Yeah, that is it is fun. Anyway, so other pros. You got anything else? Because I'm about done with the
I
pros.
think I'm pretty much tapped out on pros. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
tapped out on the pros.
so now we can do cons.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna do the
go
cons
ahead.
first then because
Go
I
ahead.
actually
Yeah,
have
it's
a
fine.
one that bounces off of your pro.
Okay.
I actually did not really care for the replacing the gyms with the whatever guys.
Trials.
Okay, see, this is another thing I'm
Ah.
kind of neutral on, but I lean more towards dislike on this one. It was fine for this one. I just don't want to see it in the future, probably.
Oh
Because,
yeah, I kind of agree.
because
Yeah.
all right, so like the little scavenger hunt things, or like going through whatever to fight the lieutenants, I don't object to that, and I don't even really mind fighting like the three smaller guys to get to the actual challenge. If they replaced them with like traditional gyms, I think it would have been just fine. I really did not like fighting the Guardian Pokemon.
What? I
I
thought that was such a creative way to do it. I liked that.
Yeah, it was
I
kind of
thought it
cool the
was.
first time, but it's like okay, so they juice them up and then they call in their support guy, and like half of them are like super easy. But I got to like one, and it's like, well, I just threw like five of my Pokemon at this thing trying to kill it, and it just keeps healing every turn, and it's super annoying, and it's really
Are
not
you
fun.
talking about the grass one?
Yes.
Yep, because it summons a cast form which uses Sunny Day, and then it
Yep.
uses synthesis. Yep.
Yep.
See, I thought that was so cool that these are actually difficult, and like we were talking earlier about how these games always hold your hand, but like the Guardian Pokemon were actually really hard.
See, but
Like,
okay, but I feel like the Guardian Pokemon are put in place so that there's not a gym there. I don't mind fighting the Lieutenant parts. I think those are fine. I don't even really mind doing their scavenger hunt things to get to fight them, I guess. But like I don't know, I just in fighting the Kahunas, like if there were like three gym leaders, right, and then every island had like its own gym leader champion or something, that would be cool. I would be totally down with that because that's basically what those were. But I really didn't care for the super Pokemon things because I don't know, it took away what. And I understand that it's changing up Pokemon, which is a risky venture, and I respect the idea that they're actually trying to change things up right now. I just don't really think it worked for this particular one because I feel taking on trainers and gym leaders by extension is basically all you set out to do in a Pokemon game. To me, the super Pokemon were just extra tough random encounters, and I would have just run from them if I could.
I completely disagree with you on that. I thought that it still kept the same idea of gyms in that you have to go through this this closed little area and do all this stupid crap, fight Pokemon along the way, and then fight a big boss at the end. It still had the same general idea, but it added a different flavor to it, and it added
And
an
that's true.
extra
Well,
sense of
that's why
difficulty.
I'm more neutral on it than just outright negative. I just didn't really care for it. That's all.
I respect your opinion, but I definitely am. I agree that some of them were kind of dumb, but I definitely am leaning way more towards positive.
And I
Uh,
understand that they had to give them the supercharge for all the boss ones just to make them bosses instead of just being random encounters. But
yeah, because that would be
you probably
dumb.
haven't gotten to this point yet in the game. But that's going to be really annoying for you later because you fight somebody who has 6 supercharged boss Pokemon.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Shit!
Yes.
Oh,
And she had a
Jesus!
Wiggly. Was it a Wigglytuff or a Clefable? I can't even remember anymore. It was something pink, and it killed like 4 of my guys because I couldn't do any
Shit!
damage to it because it was just a fucking tank because it's unkillable. I won that fight, but that
Wow.
was not the point.
Okay, that's wow. Okay, that's interesting to me. I don't know. I like the idea of having a little bit more difficulty going into these games. I do. And I liked the whole idea of this guardian stuff. I liked it. I did.
That's
But
fine.
anyway,
I was just kind of mad
let me
on it.
see. Let me see other cons. Okay, this one's easy. I really hated that the tutorials were endless.
Yeah, they
Endless.
really were.
Endless tutorials. Oh my god. It didn't stop no matter what I did. At every point in the game they're explaining something to you and they're holding your hand and they're saying this is what this is. This is what this is. Here, let me show you how to catch a Pokemon for the 15th time. Like it's just like I wouldn't mind it so much if they had either A made the explanations optional or B had gone through it faster. But like the first 2 hours of the game is basically you doing nothing while they just explain
It's
the
actually interesting that
basics
you
of
say that
Pokemon.
because I hadn't really ever considered the possibility of optional Pokemon tutorials. Because generally they try to weave them into the opening of the story. Like usually
Yeah.
team whatever the fuck shows up and they're like, I got your Pokemon, here's my Rattata, and you're like, oh no, he didn't defend me, and then it teaches you how to do the stuff. But they
Yeah.
could be like, the professor guy could ask you when you get your first Pokemon, so you know how to Pokemon battle, right? And then you could say yes or no, and it would maybe skip ahead a bunch to avoid doing a lot of
Exactly.
that stuff.
It'd be so easy to do that. Why don't they do that? There's no reason. And I would, like I said, I don't mind necessarily required tutorials, but if you're doing a required tutorial on the seventh game in your series that isn't any different really than
Oh
the other
yeah, yeah.
games, like maybe you should do it a little bit faster. Maybe you should just speed it up a little bit
It
if
does
it was
seem like they could
painful.
probably
Ugh.
assume people know how to Pokemon battle now, but
Yeah, like please. I mean, I know this is like a small thing, and it doesn't really matter once you get into the game, but it really did hamper my experience in the beginning. Like I had just gotten this game, I only had like a couple hours to play it before I had to go to bed that night because I had to work the next day, and I spent the entire time on a fucking tutorial. Like I didn't get to do anything. I didn't even get my starter when I first played because I had to go through all this crap, and it was just like, oh my god, I did not like that. And the thing is that it doesn't completely stop after like the first 2 hours. They still bombard you with explanations at every freaking turn, and they still like require you to go through all of these stupid tutorials. Like the first time you can do a Z move, like it's like, well, better completely halt the story progression for 20 minutes while we tell you how Z moves work. The one thing I can say for that is that at least Z moves are new, so I can understand taking the time to explain how they work. But you could either make it optional, or you could or you could just have all the explanation in some sort of option menu in case I need to know. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Like
sure.
there are so many ways to get around that, but they refuse to do it, and it just really irks me a lot. Okay.
All right.
So do you have a con now?
Yes, yes. Okay. So this is not. This is more of a problem with Pokemon as a whole, not necessarily this one, but it mostly pertains to this one. Team Skull is the most inept criminal organization on the face of the earth.
I loved Team Skull.
No, hang on though. Hang on though. I thought they were lots of fun too, but I know they're only here because there has to be a team whatever in a Pokemon game.
Yes.
Always there has to be somebody in some synchronized color-coded uniform has to be trying to take over something and selling Pokemon for a profit. But these guys were not any kind of criminal threat. Say what you will about Team Rocket, but Giovanni got shit done. Like, he was a successful crime boss who had his own gym. Team Skull, in the meantime, loiters around public places and harasses folks, but I don't think they ever succeeded in stealing a single Pokemon.
No,
the only thing they've ever done is gotten $10,000 out of me to buy one of their shirts at the end of the game.
That's awesome, actually.
Because I did that. Of course I did that. But, like, that's the only thing they've ever accomplished. And what irks me about that is because they're not the criminal... I don't know how far you are in the game, but spoiler alert, they're not the criminal threat. And criminal
no,
not...
I know that.
Yeah.
I know.
They're not the actual principal antagonists of this story, but they don't have to be there at all. Generally speaking, the team whatever is at least half of the threat. But Team Skull is just like throwing turds in a paddling pool, and you're just supposed to swim around them because they're not.
It would have been. Oh, sorry. I'll go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They're not menacing. First of all, they don't accomplish jack shit, and if they weren't in the story, it would not have unfolded any differently. So I don't know why they're here other than tradition, and that just kind of bothers me that they don't... I don't have a problem with there being a team whatever in Pokemon games, because, at this point, it's basically just Bowser steals Peach. It has to be there. But, make them do something, And they don't even have themes anymore. They used to have, Team Rocket didn't, but they basically did. Team Rocket had poison types. They didn't say they did, but they did. And they used to be, color-coded then after that as, Team Magma or Team Plasma or Team Aqua or whatever. But now it's just wrapping white people in bandanas and shit. And they introduce the chick with the ponytails who's supposed to be this named character, super powerful member of the team, but she doesn't do anything. Yeah.
She sucks.
No, I'm just gonna let you know at the end of the game she doesn't do it. That never goes anywhere. She doesn't have any sort of character arc. She doesn't come back and haunt you or redeem herself or anything. She just is named, and that's it. So it just kind of bothers me that Team Skull doesn't help.
I was just thinking to myself, what if they had what if they hadn't had Team Skull, and every Pokemon game has to have a team, fine. But what if the team, had been, what is the name of the white
the Ether Foundation?
Team? Yeah, the Ether, what if they had been, Team Ether, and they were good guys, you think, for, the first half of the game? That would.
Well, I think that would have been given away by the fact that it said "team" in their name. That basically blows their cover right there.
But I kind of like the idea of one of the bad guy teams not actually being the bad guys, at least as in the beginning.
Well, they tried that in Black and White with Team Plasma, didn't they? Weren't they supposed to be
kind of, but not really. They had the whole Black and White thing. The whole story hinged around them wanting to free Pokemon and free them from enslavement, even though they all used Pokemon to fight you, which made no sense. And they wanted to forcibly take everybody's Pokemon to set them free using the Pokemon that they enslaved, which just made no fucking sense.
They're a little bit
whatsoever.
hypocritical. It's like all those villains in Yu-Gi-Oh that want to stop being Yu-Gi-Ohing because it's killing the planet or whatever, but they use cards to do it with.
I see.
It's the
You
only
always
form
make
of attack they know, Adam.
you always use these Yu-Gi-Oh references, but I don't know or watch
Fine, never
Yu-Gi-Oh.
mind. You know what? No, 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 no. Crisis Bounds Beyond Time is on Netflix now. Go watch it, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This
Okay,
Paradox is
Steve.
trying to stop the card game by using the card game, but whatever. Anyway, back to Pokemon. It, I don't know.
Yes.
I see your point about the possible Team Ether there, and I don't actually. I kind of liked Team Ether being like the good guys in disguise or whatever, or bad
Yeah,
guys in
yeah.
disguise, good guys or whatever. Spoiler alert.
Whatever you. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like, I mean,
We know. We fucking
I
know.
know.
Like
In the first couple seconds, you already know because they blow it
the minute
immediately.
you see them, I'm just like, oh yeah, these guys are done. These guys
Yeah.
are evil.
Once you see their boss lady,
Like,
but I was like, okay. But like, I don't know. It just kind of bums me out that they're so irrelevant, you know? Because they're
mhm.
basically just treated as like free confrontation NPCs. They just kind of throw some at you when there needed to be a fight here, but they didn't want to waste
Yeah.
anybody important.
I,
Which
I
I
I really
understand is how it usually works, but generally they have some sort of underlying goal. They're not just a bunch of like punk kids who are hanging out outside of, the coffee shop or whatever.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. And the only thing that redeems Team Skull for me is their personality and how funny and interesting the team is. Like, I love that they're constantly doing these stupid hand motions,
Oh yeah,
and I
that's it's
love.
they're fun. It's which just makes it extra sad that they're not
Yeah.
helpful
No,
or good at all.
that's like I can kind of look past the fact like how unneeded they are in the story because they are so entertaining every time they show up. I particularly like I don't know about you, but I at least in the beginning, they there's a couple times where they'll show up and it's just like, you remember us, right? And you can say no twice. I don't know if you said no, but the first time you say no, the two grunts switch positions, thinking that you'll remember them better if they are in the positions they were when you first met them. And the second time you say no, they stare at you and just be like, "Bro, are you serious right now?" And it's amazing. It's the best thing ever. I
Wow.
love Team Skull. It's oh my god.
I think they're fun because I don't know if you actually remember this or not, but there's like a little challenge thing when you're trying to get to the boss and you have to go through like 5 or 6 guys, and the last guy, it
Yeah.
looks like he's about to challenge you, but you just walk past him. If you talk to him, he's like, "Whoa, dude, you're like, I'm not gonna fight you. You're way too strong. Screw that noise, man. Just go."
Dude,
I was like, "All
I
right."
did talk to him. Yes, it was so awesome. Like, see, I love that. I love the personality that these guys have. That these low life, not give a shit, not try very hard guy. I like it. I
Yeah, the
like
the
Team
most
Skull.
inept criminal organization on the planet. They're barely
Yes,
criminals.
yes.
They're more.
I
They're just. Their only crime is loitering and harassing people on the street.
yeah. I guess. Let me think. Do I have any other cons? Hmm.
I had one
Can't.
more, but I forgot it while we were talking here, so I had to try to
Yeah,
remember it
I'm
again.
trying to think of. I thought I had another one, but I guess. Do you want to just? If you can't think of yours, I guess we could just move on to our overall opinions, and then if we have any more cons, we can just throw it out there. But my overall opinion on Sun and Moon, I really really liked it. I mean, it is a Pokemon game, and it has all of the Pokemon elements that we're all used to. With some nice added additions, I do think that this is the first time that they've really tried to add new elements, like truly new ideas. I mean, yes, there was Mega Evolution, but that didn't really like drastically alter the game all that much. It was still just a Pokemon game. And this one at least tried to add some truly new and different elements, like
Oh, for
the
sure.
trials.
This one probably shook the boat the hardest of all
Yeah, and
for a
like
Pokemon game.
for a Pokemon game, I actually think that they found the right balance, like where they tried hard enough to try new things and to branch out a little bit, while still keeping to the core tenets that make a Pokemon game, and not like completely fucking it up and just being like, whoa, what is this? You know what I
For
mean?
sure, for sure.
Like I think that they really did it just right. And minor issues aside, I think it was a really strong game that added some really interesting twists, excuse me, to the Pokemon formula, and I appreciated it. So I don't know about you, but I'm leaning towards like the 9 out of 10 range. I
I don't like giving things that high of a score, but to be honest, I did sit down to play it and not get anything else done, so it must have been good.
yeah, like
So
I really liked it.
I can't honestly validate giving it that low of a score. So
Yeah.
I'd be more comfortable with 8, but I'll meet you at 9.
All right, cool. This is like the same thing. What was it? What was the other thing that we were reviewing that I gave it a 9 and you were just like, I can't dispute that. Oh, it was Doctor Strange, where it was like the same situation.
Mm.
So all right,
Because like
cool. We're
I don't
giving it
like
a 9.
scoring things high, but like I can't in good conscience be like no, it doesn't earn it. Because like if I can sit down and play something for 12 hours straight and then look up at the clock and say shit, I should have eat today. And that
I
happens
feel you.
because it's
I
like
feel you.
because like I'm playing, I'll be like oh I should at least microwave something, but I don't want to stop. And I
Uh,
still played it, and I got to
do
the
you
end, post credits stuff. So
do
yeah.
you have any other thoughts on the game?
Uh, sorry, we only had Sun to play with.
Oh, I'm trying to think. What would be? Oh, I was just thinking to myself, like, what will be our next review? I know what our next review is going to be. Rogue One. That's going to be the next
Oh
thing we
yeah,
have
that's
to
right.
go
That's
see
coming
and
out real
review.
soon.
Yeah. There is one thing though, is I don't know if I'll be able to see it right away because my parents want to see it with me, and they want to see it with my grandma too, and she's not showing up until like the 20th.
See it without them, and
So
then just see it with them again.
yeah, I'm thinking about that. I might just do that. Okay.
Okay, cool.
we'll fi-
Good
we'll
talk.
figure it out. But yeah, Rogue One, that's going to be the next one we review, and that's coming out really soon. So I hope we can get it out in the next couple of weeks.
If our
Uh,
equipment can hold it together long enough to get that
yeah,
shit together, we can.
right?
We'll
Gosh.
see.
Yeah, we will see. Okay, so I guess that will be about it for this review. As always, may your princess be in the right castle. May the force always be with you. See you, Space Cowboys.